Hello guys, anime hash here. Today I'm starting with versus battle between Issei Hyodo vs Izayoi Sakamaki. If anybody not read light novel or anime, spoiler alert. And with all their light novel and anime manga feats, although Mondaiji Tachi not have that many anime episode or manga chapter, so we have to take light novel also. And okay, let's start with Red Dragon Emperor. Issei Hyodo is the main male protagonist of High School DxD. He is a third-year high school student at Kuo Academy in Class 3B and a member of the school's perverted trio, a trio of the most perverted men in the entire student body. He is the pawn of Rias Grimori's peerage and a member of the Occult Research Club. After the Evil Dragon War, he was promoted to the rank of a high-class devil, becoming the king of his own independent peerage, and is one step closer to fulfilling his dream, owning a harem and becoming a harem king. Due to his possession of the Longinus, the boosted gear, which hosts the Welsh dragon, Didraig, Issei is the direct rival of Valley Lucifer, who is the host of the Vanishing Dragon, Albion, who is Didraig's arch-rival. Now let's check powers and abilities. Boosted gear. Issei's sacred gear and main weapon, among all the original 13 Longinus, which holds the Welsh dragon, Didraig's soul, making it a mid-tier Longinus. A left-handed red gauntlet that doubles his powers every 10 seconds until he reach his limit, letting him rival high-class devils, holding the potential to kill God if mastered. He later gained the ability to transfer the multiplied power into a person or item, even parts like his eyes, for enhanced vision. Issei later awakened Penetrate, letting him bypass all defenses like Rizvim's sacred gear canceller, letting his attacks make contact, transferred into his eyes lets him see through anything, even woman's clothing. Demonic power. Issei has all the powers common to devils, but his was lower than children, leaving him unable to travel using magic circles. It can be enhanced through promotion to bishop or queen. However, his training with Tannen afforded him sufficient demonic power to do so. Dragon Shot. One of Issei's signature moves, where he releases a beam of concentrated demonic power. It is often used in tandem with boosted gear to increase its destructive potential. Once destroying a mountain, he developed a small-scale version meant to knock out humans and lessen the damage done. Serzek's power of destruction inspired him to redirect his dragon shots, thus controlling their path, which he used against Cao Cao and the Jabberwocky. Dress Break. Issei's second signature move, which he mainly uses against women. As its name suggests, this move allows him to strip woman by first coming into contact with them, concentrating his demonic power, then snapping his fingers to activate one of two effects. Palingual. Issei's third signature move, which allows him to talk to women's breasts after creating a space. As such, it is a useful move as it allows him to learn his opponent's plans by asking their breasts. However, complaints from females from other peerages caused Rias to ban it in rating games. A drawback is that if a woman strips in front of him and informs him about her plans, hinders Palingual. In his D*D form, it is powerful enough to cover an entire island, and combined with Penetrate, it can talk to a powerful being's breasts. Flame Blaze. Due to Tannen's training, Issei learned to breath flames using boosted gear. First, he inhales, filling his lungs with air and produce a small flame in his stomach, then uses boost and transfer to enhance it, then breathes massive flames from his mouth. He can widen his dragon flame to the point that it can engulf the whole sky, as shown in his battle against Cao Cao. Flame Resistance. Because of his training, Issei has also developed a high degree of resistance to fire attacks, so that only the most powerful flames, such as those of a dragon or the Phoenix clan, can injure him. Dragonification. Having sacrificed his left arm to Didraig, having it transformed into a dragon's arm in Volume 2, Issei's left arm became immune to damage taken from touching holy objects. In Volume 14, due to his new body being created from Great Red's flesh, Issei can now turn any part of himself into that of a dragon by focusing his thoughts on that specific part, as he turned his right arm into a dragon to combat 3 magicians sent to attack Kuo Academy, letting him break their defensive magic using a single punch. Issei is able to grow dragon wings from his back. Unfortunately, once the transformation occurs, he is unable to return it to human form, unless he gets the dragon energy drained from the transformed body part by either Rias or Akeno. Boosted Gear. Scale Male boosted Gear's balance breaker, which creates a red dragon armor and became his primary form. Issei activated an imperfect one twice, the first time as he sacrificed his left arm to Didrag as a pact lasting 10 seconds, and the second using a bracelet from Azazel, in which lasted 15 minutes. He achieved a perfect balance breaker due to training with Tannin, but reached this after poking Ria's breasts to trigger the evolution. Scale Male allows him to boost without the 10-second limit and strengthened his powers and abilities to the point of destroying a mountain and Kuroka's spatial barrier firing off a blast. At first, Issei could either enhance his speed and achieve flight using the boosters on his back, but attained retractable dragon wings after activating Juggernaut Drive, as well as its using the Pteranodon-like claws as arms. Juggernaut Drive, a form unique to Boosted Gear and Divine Dividing, which releases the seals placed on the heavenly dragons, temporarily granting the user immense power rivaling God, however, at the cost of his sanity and lifespan. Issei indirectly activates an incomplete Juggernaut Drive after believing that Asia was killed by Shalba, with his negative emotions overpowering him, thus triggering its activation. In this state, his Scale Male becomes more organic, appearing more like a miniature dragon, creating dragon arms and blades from the gems. Issei's immense power and speed allowed him to completely overpower Shalba, which makes his movements almost impossible to follow. Longinus Smasher, its finishing move and one of his most powerful attacks, which opens a hidden launcher on his chest before releasing an enormous amount of aura of immense destructive power. In Volume 12, Didrag described it as a forbidden power he shouldn't have, which can change the environment. If shot on land, then the entire area would vanish, and if shot in the air, the aura will dye the sky red. The 3 forms of illegal move Triana. Illegal move Triana. The illegal move Triana is a specialized technique used by Issei Hyodo that changes his Scale Male armor into 3 different forms based on the Evil Pieces system. Welsh Sonic Boost Night. Triana's night form. In this form, Issei possesses enormous speed that far surpasses Saraorg's speed, but to make full use of it, Issei must shed his excess armor, causing it to become thin to the point where it has low defense, making him vulnerable to powerful attacks. Welsh Dragonic Rook. Triana's Rook form. In this form, Issei possesses a massive amount of power and defense but has a low body maneuvering speed because of the massive, thickened armor. Solid Impact. Its respected finishing move that delivers a punch that has its power and speed increased by nailing the percussion hammer located at his elbow. Welsh Blaster Bishop. Triana's Bishop form. In this form, Issei possesses an enormous amount of demonic power, which he applies it to the 2 cannons at the back of his armor. Dragon Blaster. Its respected finishing move that is a severely boosted equivalent of his dragon shot, capable of leveling battlefields and briefly warp space-time. The drawbacks to that: the amount of time it takes to charge the cannons and stamina lost with each shot. Cardinal Crimson Promotion. The Scale Male's Queen form that is achieved by gaining the True Queen. This form changes the color of Issei's Scale Male armor from red to crimson. Cardinal Crimson Promotion incorporates all 3 Evil Pieces traits, making it the most balanced and most powerful form of Issei's Scale Male. In this form, Issei is capable of using enhanced versions of the illegal move Triana's abilities. This form, however, is still unstable and requires mastering the 3 forms of illegal move Triana to stabilize its powers. In Volume 22, it is revealed that Issei can enter True Queen without having to chant, and due to Diabola's Dragon God mode, its power has been increased. Solid Impact Booster. By morphing one of the armor's gauntlets into Welsh Dragonic Rooks, it allows it for an enhanced version of Solid Impact. It can also be used in tandem with Ascalon to deal further damage to dragons. Crimson Blaster, an enhanced version of Welsh Blaster Bishop's Dragon Blaster, that shoots a powerful beam from the wings of the armor. Dividing Wyvern Fairy, originally taking the form of Dividing Gear, a white gauntlet on Issei's right hand which he obtained in his initial battle against Valley in Vo 4. Issei placed one of the jewels on Valley's armor to him, creating the Dividing Gear which allows him to use Albion's dividing powers. This ability, however, reduces Issei's lifespan and thus was banned by Azazel. In Volume 16, Issei is no longer able to use Dividing Gear after gaining a new ability that allows him to create small white wyverns from the gems of his armor that can not only divide but can also reflect incoming attacks. Unlike the Dividing Gear, it only requires Issei's stamina rather than reducing his lifespan. In Volume 17, Issei manages to change the white wyverns red at will where they are able to use Didrag's powers of boost, transfer and penetrate instead. Crimson Extinct Dragonar. After training with Rias, Issei manages to make use of the red wyverns to attach themselves on Rias to create her own variation of the boosted gear scale mail. Ascalon, Issei's second weapon, received from Michael, having been through a ritual by the three factions' leaders so he could wield it despite not having the light attribute, and being a dragon host. It was stored in boosted gear, letting him extend Ascalon from the gauntlet, and being imbued with Didrag's power, resulting in an enormous boost in power. Not being a swordsman himself, Issei often channels its dragon-slaying powers into his punches, making it easier to harm dragons, and could infuse it into his Crimson Blaster. He could endow Ascalon with boost and penetrate, the effects lasting even after launching it as a projectile at Vidar. Ascalon 2, the second version of Ascalon. A long sword that releases holy aura, but is more of a dragon sword rather than a holy sword. Issei keeps this sword within his right gauntlet that was free. Ascalon 2 Prototype, the initial prototype model of Ascalon 2 that Issei used. Due to being created for Issei's use, other people cannot use it, which is why the Vatican team that created it left it to him. Although it does not have the same ability as Ascalon 2, it is still quite strong. Issei fused it to the tail of his armor to create the tail blade ability to surprise enemies with a third arm. Diabola's Dragon God, an upgraded form, which is the result of Issei releasing off his power within him and his flesh being created from great reds, causing his scale mail to turn crimson and black, 2 pairs of dragon wings, and infinity on all his gems. In his form, his boost is changed into D Infinity D, letting him overpower Rizvam and his Sacred Gear Canceller. However, Issei can only sustain it for a short period, causing severe pain and complications, making even death pale in comparison. After the Evil Dragon War, Ophis adjusted it, removing the infinite, and named it pseudo-dragon deification, but he can only maintain it for 3 minutes, lessening the time to 10 seconds if he attacks or defends. In Volume 25, due to drinking the simplified, Issei can maintain it for 88 minutes. In True Volume 4, after recovered his sexual desires, Issei unlocked the true dragon deification after Great Red's flesh resonated. In this state, Hades stated his power was greater than his pseudo-Diabola's dragon with the aura of a devil, dragon, and god. Infinity Blaster, a further enhanced version of Crimson Blaster, the wings contain cannons that shoot out a powerful blast of red and black aura that leaves even Rizvam injured to an extent that his body is almost fatally damaged. By using it, DXDG's time limit of 3 minutes is cut down to 10 seconds. After drinking miracle drug Amrita, Issei has overcome this weakness and can maintain his armor after shooting Infinity Blaster. Longinus Smasher, the form is not only capable of this move, but the blast it shoots out has been enhanced with the power of infinity, delivering further damage. It can also be used in tandem with the Infinity Blaster, fusing the two blasts into an even more powerful Blazing Inferno of Scorching Flames, an ability that was sealed by the god of the Bible, which Issei managed to unlock upon using his DXD form for the second time in Volume 21. Issei releases a powerful breath of fire that can incinerate anything, flames that never go out once ignited as they continue to burn even after being reduced to ashes and can probably burn the soul until nothing remains. The only existences known to be immune to these flames are Albion, Ophis, and Great Red. Its area of effect can cover an entire island. Partial Pseudo-Dragon Deification. In Volume 23, Issei can perform a partial Pseudo-Dragon Deification on his armor, letting him channel his dragon god aura to some extent, but still lessens the stamina consumption. He could channel it into his left arm, letting him strengthen his various techniques such as Dress Break, Solid Impact Booster, and Dragon Shot. Through transforming his wings using this allows him to move at greater speed. Dress Break DXD, by using his Dragon God Aura, Issei can increase his range that halts a female target's movement, and by strengthening his left hand he can destroy their clothes without even touching them. Red Dragon Emperor Didrag Manifestation, due to drinking the miracle drug Amrita, Issei gained the ability to summon Didrag into battle after the 8 countdown on the right gauntlet reaches 0. Apocalypse Answer Arms. Issei's AXA form. This form is the result of Issei combining with his familiar Ryutaimaru, who manifests Great Red's power due to him being Issei's familiar, thus allowing him to make use of Great Red's aura in Issei's body. The power of this form is so great that it overwhelms Tartarus, a primordial god in Greek mythology. It has the power to destroy the entire world with its destructive power. Because of the weapons that were installed in Ryutaimaru, Issei has gained new abilities in this form. The drawback of this form is that it has an extremely high consumption rate which gives it a short time limit. Furthermore, Ryutaimaru is unable to move for a few days and Issei himself suffers fatigue for a few days. It is determined that these burdens compared to DXDG are much lighter. Revelation Barrier creates a stronger barrier around the body and is powerful enough to withstand attacks from gods such as Tartarus. Revelation Blade, with 4 arms of his Apocalypse Answer Arms form, each of the arms carries a aura blade known as Apocalypse Ascalon, which can easily cut through anything like Tartarus' tentacles. Revelation All-Range Blaster, similar to Cardinal Crimson Promotion and Diabola's Dragon God, Apocalypse Answer Arms has many cannons to fire powerful blast of auras that can destroy Tartarus' magic barriers like paper and destroys almost half of his body, even as Issei held back his power. The blast of destructive energy is so powerful it can alter the environment and is strong enough to destroy the artificial space-created dimension lost. Issei states that the blast is comparable to several Infinity Blaster's blast attacks combined. And now let us see Izayoi Sakamaki. Powers and abilities. Izayoi Sakamaki is the main character of the anime, manga, and light novel series Problem Children Are Coming from Another World, Aren't They?, also known as Problem Children and Mondaiji Tachi. He was one of the Problem Children, born with an unusual ability making him unique from everyone else, and upon receiving a letter and getting transported into another world called Little Garden, joins the no-name community to help them bring retribution to the demon lords for tearing away their status. Izayoi is voiced by Shintaro Asanuma in the Japanese version and by Josh Grell in the English version. Powers and abilities. Superhuman characteristics, enhanced senses not at the level of you, but still decent, can nullify and destroy gifts, abilities, astonishing courage, has no problems taking action even knowing he might die. Weaknesses. He still can't use BDA continuously and doesn't possess full knowledge about his power, otherwise nothing notable. Destructive capacity. At least city level plus, far higher with full power, his fists can shake stars and his punches have power equivalent to crust of the earth, at least continent level plus via override, could stop Hercules' blow with one hand, same Hercules who can bisect continents, star level plus via another cosmology, could destroy the strongest species and rip through world of the gods, which had the same density as the real one. Additionally, it erases stuff from existence. Range. Extended melee, his punches can release shockwaves, around 3 kilometers with another cosmology, it could pierce through the veil of Little Garden. Speed. Massively hypersonic plus, with his nanomachines dormant, he can move at third cosmic velocity probably FTL reactions, could intercept spear moving at 6th cosmic velocity and pierce a Z Dahaka with it FTL via override, more than 10 times speed of light. Durability. Continent level plus, he could tank attacks from the likes of Saurian Demon King and a Z Dahaka, at least continent level plus via override, nigh immunity against bladed weapons via Sun Authority of the Leo, but it has limits. Lifting strength. At least class K plus, at least class T plus via override. Striking strength. Class TJ plus, class YJ plus via override. Stamina. Nigh inexhaustible, his body harbors genuine perpetual motion machine, but Izayoi still can't tap into its full potential. Standard equipment. Crescent Moon's headphones, Brahmastra replica rented from and maintained by Kuro Usagi, BDA, glove-like device used for accelerating astral nanomachines. Intelligence. Very huge. Izayoi is largely responsible for thinking in his community. Unmatched in category of anthropology, religion and mythology that help him solve various gift games. He's also great leader, tactician and strategist, often formulating plans for incoming gift games and his ideas for improving status of community managed to bring recognition to various other communities. He also has some knowledge about science, but not at the level of Homura. Notable attacks, techniques. Code unknown. Izayoi's mysterious gift. Power that defies all rules of the Little Garden. Its true identity is a third perpetual motion machine, astral nanomachines taken from the cauldron of hell and completed by Izayoi's father. Injected into his body at the stage of fetus, thus adapting his blood vessels to acceleration of nanomachines inside his body. Human of new generation, created artificially before new generation. Dream of mankind, future of mankind, seed that will generate the largest paradigm shift in history, third energy revolution, bringing Little Garden to the new era. Miracle combining might of gods and wisdom of man to overcome any outcome that threatens survival of human beings. Origin. Astral nanomachines in their dormant state. Despite that, Izayoi's power is still unprecedented. With strength powerful enough to break mountains and shake stars, unbreakable body capable of taking attacks of similar magnitude, senses far above these of average humans and speed of third cosmic velocity, Izayoi's power already places him in the 4th floor of the Little Garden. Gift destruction. Power of Izayoi is such he can destroy miracles of gods. Literally shattering gifts with his fists, he can nullify their effects. From elemental attacks to mind control, lethal diseases and even time stop, are equally useless against him. However, it doesn't work against everything. Blood accelerator. Glove-like device used for accelerating astral nanomachines inside owner's blood vessels. Nanomachines bring new, definition of 1 second, into body and circulate at constant speed of about 330,000 cycles per second, ultimately exceeding limits of the material plane. Propagation of light beyond concept of time through multivariate movement exposes tachyons, imaginary particles, and ether hiding behind veil of the world, ultimately creating simulated light, without heat and pressure, thus creating new energy unbounded by primary and secondary sources. Override with another crown. Human body pseudo-particle conversion. Izayoi converts aurora light in his right hand, tremendously accelerating astral nanomachines in his blood vessels, separating concept of time inside and outside of his body, enabling him to move at sixth cosmic velocity, more than 10 times speed of light, and deliver devastating blow to Hercules. Another cosmology. Mystery of God pantheons. One can even call it a world that makes them. Another cosmology is an authority at the level of full authority floor, second floor of Little Garden. Izayoi's cosmology is that of mankind, but more details are unknown. It seems his pantheon was created by Kanaria's song, triggering paradigm shift, but not having enough of spiritual power to make her the center. That's a role of Izayoi. Aurora Pillar. As of yet unnamed cosmology, it takes shape of aurora pillar with reach long enough to pierce veil of the Little Garden. Since Izayoi doesn't know nature and function of his cosmology, he only uses its inherent function to destroy cosmology of opposition. Using it with knowledge that it brings him certain victory, nothing in material plane can withstand its might, strongest species, world of gods, infinitely restoring demon, all are not before this authority. Clash with Azidahaka Zavesta was powerful enough to reduce volcano to subatomic particles. Sun Authority of Leo. One of the 12 sun authorities of zodiac, Leo. It replicates tradition of Nemean lion from Greek mythology. Thus, Izayoi can repel all cutting weapons and attacks. Be it blow that cuts heaven and earth or beyond horizon, Brahmastra replica, authority that unquestionably kills any hero, or strike from Sun Authority Taurus, that is known for being the most powerful attack among them all, it can overturn their dreadful power and protect Izayoi. However, it has few weaknesses. 1. Aftershock from attacks can still damage his inner body, even if attack itself can't cut his skin. 2. It only provides him with protection against cutting attacks, so stuff like blunt attacks, heat or electricity can still pass through. 3. Weapons with anti-star attributes, like Lewis's harp, can cut him without problems. 4. From tradition of Hercules and Nemean lion, attacks on his neck are particularly effective. Brahmastra replica. Created by dual faith of Indra and Brahma, spear encompassing not only cosmology of Buddhism, but also Zoroastrianism. It releases energy infinitely in order to destroy his enemy. It was powerful enough to offset Parashurama's Brahmastra origin. However, because it holds concept of, always defeat those who are pierced, it can't exert this function if it can't pierce someone's initially. Izayoi rented it from Kuro Usagi. There's still many mysteries and riddles about Izayoi's power, identity. It's possible that his gift destruction is directly tied to benefits of third perpetual motion machine developed in the outer world. From 10% of development it could bring medical revolution, which would explain how he could shatter Black Death or smallpox. Development of astral nanomachines, origin of third perpetual motion machine, has led to creation of general weapons, prototype of used genome tree, which can create and disable any strategic weapon. Izayoi's existence itself is that of reversed causality. While all beings in Little Garden acquire spiritual power from paradigm shifts in the past, Izayoi received tremendous power with a promise to save the future. It's also possible that it's tied to incoming Third Energy Revolution, the largest paradigm shift in history. Croy said that name of Sakamaki Izayoi must exist in any history, his soul will eventually take shape to save future. It's not related to his gifts, but rather quality he possesses. It's quite possible that it's a reason why he became candidate of the origin. Curiously enough, we learn that Sakamaki Izayoi isn't his true name. Izayoi can save the world in two ways, either as a subject of the third perpetual motion machine or as a developer of it. Currently, he's on the first path. Apparently, his presence in the outer world is necessary, because after he was summoned to Little Garden, Homura acted as his substitute. Moreover, he was supposed to be born in the future, but Kanaria's interference hastened entire process. This is also why he's currently on the branch of subject. According to Azzy Dahaka, Izayoi is the one who possesses unbiased eyes. Records of history always contain some subjectivity. History is written by the victors. Winston Churchill. Therefore, it's possible for a third party who is outside of story and history to discern genuine truth. It's currently unknown what kind of benefits Izayoi receives from this, nor how he can use it or if he even holds it in the first place.